Swordsman has just dropped a huge update bringing ranged combat to all platforms. Now, I am so excited to finally be able to share the details of this with you guys and gals of the community, as we have worked so hard to make this the best experience it can possibly be for all of you. Now, in this video, we're going to be diving in to show you about all the new weaponry that's in this, the new weaponry type of arrows and everything like that, and of course, all the details surrounding this. We've also got a brand new area, the range, where you can go in there and practice your archery skills and show that you are the best at what you do. Hello Mr. Blacksmith, how are you doing? I hear you've been crafting some new ranged weapons for us. Fantastic. Let's start off by taking a look at the new ranged weapons, arrows and bolts. The recurve bow. The recurve bow is a lightweight, efficient and deadly weapon. Damage and everything stats here costs 1,200 gold. The longbow. The longbow is a powerful ranged weapon with a longer draw and stores a large amount of energy, giving you a longer shot, more accurate, but of course it comes at the cost of being a bigger bow to use. 1,200 gold to buy. The crossbow. The crossbow takes longer to reload, but the large body can withstand high tension, allowing it to store a tremendous amount of energy. 1,200. And then we have arrows and bolts. Now, to dive into these four different types, just to let you know, the quiver is stored on your right hand side, which is very nice. Basic quiver is going to give you just this standard arrows that you come to expect from a game, 80 gold. Piercing arrows are going to be able to pierce armour and they're going to be able to do a lot of damage that way, again stored on your side. Blunt arrows are very good at kinetic energy, so these are going to be very good against sort of like heavily armoured or boss type people. And then we have the poison arrows. These are very similar to the Kaduko in the sense that they will poison your enemy and make them pass away, costing 2,000 gold. The most expensive of the arrows, but that's because they are crazy to use. Right, we have the new archery range, so let's go in there. To get in, pop your hand on the door. The range. This is where you're going to come and hone your skills as the ultimate archerman. You're going to be able to grab your weaponry and practice until you're absolutely incredible at this to become the very best. And I'm not talking about hunting Pokemon, I'm talking about honing in your skills as an archer. Now, here you have things like the recurve bow, the longbow, and of course, the crossbow. Clink, clink. Yes, I love the crossbow. Now, we have all three weapons in here at all times so that you can be able to practice. And of course, you have unlimited weaponry ammo, i.e. bolts and arrows. So you can come in here and just practice, make sure you are the best you can possibly be. When you shoot into the board, it will give you a score on this board next to you. So you get an accuracy rating, how far that you shot this for, and what speed you were using the target at. Over here, you have the controllers to be able to control the target. So you can set it from a distance of 35 meters all the way down there, or you can bring it in right close to you, nice 5 meters. And again, with the speed, you can go as fast as you want to 100%. I mean, you're a mad lad if you can pull that off, or you can go down to 0 and it will just centralize the target, allowing you to do the best shot humanly possible. Now, let's take a shot. To load the bow, you load it like you would any bow and shaboing. There you go. I got a terrible shot at 77% accuracy at 5 meters with a 0 speed. Now what you'll see is as you switch over between the bow and the crossbow, you'll get bolts in your quiver now. So that's really cool, and that's how we've handled that. To load your bow, draw the string back, pop your arrow in and fire. 97.3. I'm feeling a little bit better about life. Now of course we have the longbow as well, so let's switch over to the longbow. Let's pull out an arrow and shaboy Reese. Getting worse. Oh my god. This is embarrassing, but nonetheless, you guys and gals are going to do way better than I am here. 63%, 5 meters. Now, of course, like I say, you can put that all the way to 35 meters, and then you can really pull out a cracking shot. Come on. I believe. And shot. Boom. Accuracy, 84.63%, 35 meter range, very nice. So this is the range. Now the whole cool thing about us putting the range in here is it gives you a place to repeatedly come back and get better at what you're doing, and also it kind of gives it a bit of replayability so you can get in here and practice as well. Adds a little bit of fun to it, and it just genuinely gives you a good place to come and practice this brand new skill that you're going to be learning in the game, which I think is freaking awesome. We also have some incredible upcoming plans for this room, which I'm not sure I'm allowed to share just yet, but trust me, this room is just going to keep on getting cooler and cooler. So keep your eyes peeled for that. Now, let's go into the battlefield and let's destroy some people. I'm going to take you into the arena now. We have a brand new mode in the arena, which is ranged only, which means it's only going to bring in ranged enemies. That's right, we have ranged enemies to go up against in here as well. I'm super excited about this part of it because it really allows you to fight against the enemy and sort of dodge their arrows and just have an absolute blast. It's super, super cool. Let's put these up to difficulty 10. We'll do quick 5 rounds, and I'm going to show you the different arrow types and what they do whilst we're in here. Boom. So we're using the regular arrows in here. When you come in to fight, you have 5 arrows to start with. You can retrieve your arrows like this. Thank you very much, good sir. You can also store 1 arrow in your bow at all times. If you just release the tension off it and let it go, you can do that. You can also reload your quiver like this, place it into your quiver, and you're good to go. Hello, good friend. We have a fellow archer that wants to mess with me. Are you ready for this? Oh, God! That's one way to collect arrows back, is just to be shot with them. And it's time to say goodnight, brother. That's one to the heart. Okay, you want to go some as well? So we can disable them a little bit as well. Oof, dodge an arrow. Wow, look at this finisher that is coming in. Hello, good sir. Now, it would appear that you are dead. Ah! Just poked his eye. It's no real thing, just a medical issue. Now, if I approach the enemy and they sense that they need to go into close combat mode, they're going to whip out their sword and they're going to go to town. How's it going, buddy? You want some? No problemo, my friend. You appear to be very dead. Good night. What we have is the piercing arrow. The piercing arrow, well, it does what it says on the tin. It's going to pierce their armor a lot more efficiently. Even I just shot between his armor and this guy who has no armor. Let's prove the point by waiting for someone to spawn in. You're not going to wear armor either, huh? Dodge that. Take an arrow to the ear. Oh my God, son. That's terrible news for you. Now, of course, you can pick up their weaponry in the same way that you could with their swords. So the piercing arrows are useful for 2 things. 1, killing people, and 2, penetrating armor, allowing you to have a much better time when against armored foes. Next, we have the blunt arrow. The blunt arrow is very useful against and the blunt arrow is good against people that are heavily armored because it will do damage to them, but it won't pierce them. It's just going to wear down their armor until they are very dead. And if you don't wear armor, well then I've run out of arrows. Excuse me, sir, I'm going to have to borrow your weapon to deal with this situation. And problem solved. Now, last up we have the poison tipped arrow. This thing is just gnarly. I mean, if you don't kill him in one shot, I mean, let's try and go for a leg. Now he's poisoned, as you can see above his head. And I think, sir, you took an arrow to the knee. That's a nice Skyrim reference. Are you going to die from that? You definitely should from that. Yeah, nice one, dude. Last up, I want to show you the crossbow. The crossbow is absolutely boss. So we brought poison arrows in alongside the crossbow, and you're having a bad day. Now, of course, the crossbow comes with its own set of difficulties, which is obviously loading this thing. It takes a little bit of time, but once you get it loaded, it's going to do some damage. Boom. How you like that, buddy? Throw it up, reload in slow motion, grab that, lock it in, kaboom town. And that's how you make it look cool. Now, of course, all the weapons double up as melee weapons because that's how they work in real life too. If you get hit in the side of the head with a crossbow, it's probably going to hurt. Goes the same for the bow as well. If you want to hit them in the face, they're going to have a really bad day. We also have a couple of new modifiers that are in here. We have the infinite arrows modifier, which is very nice, but of course it comes with no progression. You really don't want that on if you're trying to progress through the game, but if you're just having a bit of fun with some of the enemies, then it does add some value to it. Of course, then you have no ranged enemies as well, which takes minus 20% away from the gold that you'll earn from what you complete. So both of those modifiers have been placed in there just sort of, you know, to add to the list of incredible modifiers that we already have in here, but also to sort of adapt the game to the way that you want to play it. Now, before we're done, there's some more. I know, like, it's insane. Just keeps coming the good news. We don't just have the range or the new weaponry or, of course, all the cool arrows that goes with that weaponry. We have some new stuff in Sandbox as well. So let's go into Sandbox so I can show you. Welcome back to Sandbox. Mr. Arena Man, it is a pleasure to be with you once again. Now, I do have a question of you. How's it going to feel to be shot with an arrow? You'll find out in just a moment. But until then, let's look at the menu. So in the menu now, we have the new ranged weapons. So we have the recurve bow, longbow, and crossbow able to be spawned in here. So let's spawn all of those 3 right on in. so that we have the 3 of those just there, ready for our usage. Oh, sorry, buddy. I mean, it had to be done, right? I feel like all of you lot are going to do the exact same thing when you come in here. Now, of course, we can spawn in enemies as well. When we spawn in enemies now, there will be a chance for them to be ranged. So you might get some armed, you might get some ranged. It kind of keeps it a little bit spicy and a little bit interesting, keeping up the fun of the game, as you don't really know what kind of enemy you're going to come up against now. Could be one with a sword, could be one with an archery weapon. And I just love that about this at the moment, because it gives you that variety to the fight. You don't really know what's coming your way. And we now have this section, which is the prop section. In the prop section, you can either spawn a target, you have the prop manipulator, which you can grab, and then you can move these targets wherever you want. Now, the cool thing about that is I can place the target up here, real nice. Let's do one right up there. And you can also spawn in apples. Now, apples are not only good, but nutritious. And let's pop an apple on your head, just like that. And there is the fun. Oh my god, look at him go. Come back here, you. Come here. Num num num. Eat the arrow right off the apple. And goodbye, sir. Now, the cool thing is with the prop manipulator is you can honestly do whatever you want with these, which I think is really fun, man. So you can stick them out wherever you want. You can have them aligned up how you want and have some fun with it. Okay, quick shot time. 77%, I'll take it. 38, it's not great. 82, it's a little bit better. 17, I'm terrible. 71 and 60. You know, I'll take them. I'll take them. So that's the new Sandbox features, allowing you to do a bunch of cool things. Now, honestly, this update has taken a ton of time. The development team have put so much effort into making this something very, very special. But of course, as always, like I said at the beginning, we would love your feedback and suggestions. What would you like to see in addition to this? How do you feel about the update? Let us know in the comments down below. And of course, we do listen to you. Am I a wizard now? I'm a wizard, Harry. Get out of my hand. If you enjoyed this, then please do let us know by smashing that thumbs up. Let us know in the comments how it's going, and subscribe to here for all things Swordsman, because we own the channel. It's always going to be about Swordsman. Thank you. Goodbye.